Everybody, welcome to Bhagavad Das's Bhagavad Gita class and Kirtan for Monday night. We're really happy that you've joined us, and we hope you would like to sing along in the Kirtan. Okay, here we go. No, no. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Swarupananda Paramahamsa Dhyamini Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Swarupananda Paramahamsa Dhyamini Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Dhyamini Gaurakaruna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Stayati Namo Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa Dhyamini Gaurakaruna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Stayati Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Bhaskacha Satarini Namaste
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti
You sure it's playing?
Yes, it's playing.
Because I'm not getting it.
Just give me your phone. You chant.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srila Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Dharma, Guru, Siddhasarupananda, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnu Paramahansa, Parirajikasata, Satashishima, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananda Guru Vaishnava Ki Jai. Prem Sikharu Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Itai Goes World Mission Ki Jai. Navadvita Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopina Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Vrindavan Ki Jai. Mathura Ki Jai. Mayapur Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Oh glorious system of devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh glorious system of devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh glorious system of devotees, Hare Krishna. Oh glorious to Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga, Gaura Premanandi, Hare Hare Bol. Oma Gina Timarandasya, Gina Gina Salakaya. Chaksurun militam yena, Tajmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagadam Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajeevam Sadvaitam Savidutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhani Sujadevi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanshakapa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Bhavenvyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Siddhaswarupananda Paramahansa Niti Namine Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahansa Namine Guru Guruna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastaya Well, speaking first off of my respectful obeisances to the lotus feet of my spiritual master, Jagat-Guru Siddhasarupananda Srila Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada is Gaura Karuna Swarupaya, the mercy manifestation of Lord Chaitanya, and Radha Krishna Prastayate, very dear to Radha and Krishna. And I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are like wish-fulfilling trees, able to fulfill all the desires of the fallen souls, and are full of compassion upon them. Haribol, Namaste. Thank you for coming and watching and studying Bhagavad Gita with me, the beautiful song of God. spoken by Lord Shri Krishna to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and incorporated within the Mahabharata, which is the essence, the Bhagavad Gita, which is the essence of the Vedic literatures. So tonight we're going to discuss chapter 2, text 22. Which is the second verse which Krishna speaks in Tristap, or 11 syllables per line. And so the previous one is text 20. And so again, like this, when Krishna steps it up to Tristap, then this is like, more like a important point, or emotion, or energy going into it. So in this verse and this meter, this Sanskrit meter, Tristap, is the Samsara Dhavan Alalita Loka prayers by Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, glorification of the spiritual master, which is generally sung in the early morning, is in this same meter. So Samsara Dhavanala Lila Loka Tranayaka Gunaganatvam. So Vashamsi Janani Yatha Vihaya Navani Grinati Naro Aparani Tata Asari Rani Vihaya Janani Anyani Samyati Navani Dehi. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. So the first pada, Vasamsi Janani Yatha Vihaya. So Vasamsi is garments, Janani, old and worn out. Yatha, just as, Vihaya, giving up. Navani Grinati, Nara Aparani. Navani, new garments. Grinati, does accept. Nara, a man. Aparani, others. So just as a person has old and worn out clothes, we take them off and put on new ones. Actually, even when they get dirty, smelly, we take them off and we put on new clothes. Tata Sari Rani Vihaya Janani. Tata, in the same way, Sari Rani, bodies, Vihaya, sitting up. What's not that much? I can hear it. Haribo, Krishna. Okay, seem to have a problem with the audio.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Gee, sorry everyone. Not sure what's going on with the volume.
Probably been the whole time, for all I know.
Yeah, okay. Have to push the microphone jack in harder. Seems to be the issue, maybe. So sorry about that. So Tata Sari Rani Vihaya Janani. So Tata, in the same way, Sari Rani, bodies, Vihaya, giving up, Janani, old and useless ones. Anyani Samyati Navani Dehi. So So anyani, different. Samyati, verily accepts. Navani, new sets. Dehi, the embodied. So in the same way, in the same way that we give up old and worn garments and put on new ones. So in the same way, sarirani, bodies, we give them up once they're old and useless. And we accept different bodies, new sets. So dehi, the embodied. So there, like in these early verses of Bhagavad Gita, the word atma or even jiva is not used. It's usually just words like this. Dehi means the embodied. So the embodied soul, right? But the word soul is not actually used. So the embodied person or soul accepts new bodies, giving up the old and useless ones, just as the person gives up the old and worn out clothes. So and replaces them with new clothes. So if you think about this, how many sets of clothes have we gone through? I was thinking about it today. I used to have like particular kind of clothes that I used to really like. I used to, just really like them. Thought they were really cool. Or thought I looked great in them. So you have these different favorite clothes. Like even as a little kid, as a little boy, there was like have my favorite shirt or my favorite shorts. Or you go to school. In Australia, you wear school uniforms. So you had like school uniforms. And at high school we had these. When I was in first form, which is like 7th grade in the US system, had to wear shorts, couldn't wear long pants. So even though it was because boys don't wear shorts, you have to be older before you're allowed to wear long pants. It's like some kind of English thing about schools, and the boys have to wear shorts, and then when they get older, they're allowed to wear long pants. This is a bit like a passing of age. You have when you turn 21, or it used to be 21. Now it's kind of like 18. 18 is when you can vote and do all kinds of things. 21 is not such a big deal anymore, but the 21 used to be a big deal, and so it's like a passage, like a big year. When you turn 21, it's like entering adulthood, I suppose, is the idea. Anyway, so in high school you used to have to, you'd wear shorts, and then it was like when you got to second form, you're allowed to wear long pants. And this was, not only was it good because there's the practical benefit that your legs didn't get cold, most important, which used to be quite cold in Sydney sometimes. And but anyway, the real thing was like it was cool. Okay, now it's cool. Like, okay, I'm a second former. I'm a big dude. I'm not like the little guys have to wear shorts. I get to wear long pants. Look at me, everyone. How cool am I? I'm in second form. Because you couldn't really tell the difference between second formers and first formers, second formers and later forms or years, and until you got to fifth form, and actually it was sixth form. Once you got to sixth form, you're allowed to wear a white shirt. All the other guys had to wear grey shirts. But when you got to sixth form, you're allowed to wear a white shirt. And anyway, so you go through it again. Look at me, how cool I am. I'm in a senior boy now. I'm in the sixth form, and look at all the other, peons down there having to wear grey shirts, or worse yet, having to wear shorts. And so anyway, as you go through these different years to high school, as you go from first form to second form, you give up your shorts. Right? You're like, it's not even a question. I just want to give up these shorts. I never want to wear shorts again. Like that's part of the school uniform. Maybe I'll wear it as when I go surfing or something, I'll wear board shorts. But as far as wearing these shorts that were part of the school uniform, I give them up. I don't want them anymore. I never want to see them again. Get rid of them, right? I don't care what you do with them, Mum, but get rid of them. And then when you get to sixth form, it's like, get rid of the grey shirts. I don't want to ever wear a grey shirt again. Now I got a white shirt. So so we can give up these shirts or these pants. We don't want them anymore. We can give them up. They're old. They don't suit me anymore. I'm done with them. Or you can have other kinds of clothes where it's like, you have clothes like you go through different fashions. This might be a bit more applicable for females or women, but also applies to men. You kind of, it's fashionable. There's certain kind of fashions. Like I remember when I was a kid or a bit more of a teenager. I was like 12 or something, and suddenly bell-bottom pants were the fashion. And bell-bottom pants is like, they just regular pants to here, and then here they come way out. You might have seen photos of the Monkees, the music group, the Monkees. They used to wear bell-bottoms, like the guy Davy Jones, I think his name was. Anyway, everyone thought they were super cool. When I was at school, they used to collect cards. They'd have like, they have baseball cards in America. Well, they'd have cards about the Monkees. You'd buy them with a couple of sticks of bubble gum. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Anyway, you'd have the bell-bottom pants, and on the back of the pants, like just below the belt, there was a buckle. And the buckle, you could like tighten it up, but like the buckle wasn't really for tightening up to make the pants fit better. It was a fashion thing. It was like, this was the fashion. I think even the Rolling Stones wore these buckles, the bell-bottom pants and buckles, so it was like, but it only lasts for a year, maybe 2 years, and then the fashion is like, they're out. Anyone wearing bell-bottom pants with a buckle was like, what the hell is that? So like, you can give up these clothes, that aren't fashionable anymore. You can just give them up. And of course, the whole thing about fashion is the clothing industry, a way to make money. It's only, I think, Acharyadas has spoken about this in the past, about how the fashion industry works, and how it was only like at a certain, not that long ago, only like 100 years ago or something, that things even became like fashion like this. Like for most common people, they just wear the same, very plain clothes, and they last for many, many years. Anyway, that's a different point. So when you give up clothes that are out of fashion or that aren't cool anymore, there's no lamentation. There's no sort of feeling, oh, this is really terrible. It's just like, get rid of them. And so it's like this when we give up bodies. So the kind of point where we're at here is like, Krishna has kind of got through to Arjuna that, okay, where you can't kill anyone. Who can you kill? You can't kill anyone. No one can be killed. You can't kill anyone, and no one can be killed. So what are you talking about? What's the problem here, Arjuna? That's, why are you lamenting? You're lamenting for that which is not worthy of grief. But then, Arjuna can raise the question, and Srila Baladev Vijayabhusana basically raises the question for Arjuna that the soul may be indestructible. Right, so all right, Krishna, I've kind of got it. Okay, soul's indestructible. Okay, but with the destruction through war of those bodies known as Bhishma and others, which gave them happiness, we will deprive them of their happiness. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur puts it as, again, Baladev Vijayabhusana and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, their commentaries are always kind of like the unspoken linking ideas between the verses, and sort of rephrasing of what Arjuna and Krishna mean by the words they actually do speak. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says for this, in effect Arjuna speaking, but by my fighting, a jiva will give up the body known as Bhishma. Then you and I will be the cause of that. So Arjuna is basically, he's okay, he's got it. The soul can't be killed. The soul exists eternally. Okay, I get it. But nonetheless, Krishna, we're still killing the body, Bhishma's body, and Dronacharya's bodies. Those are the two that Arjuna is most concerned about. Most concerned about Drona and Bhishma. Of course, he's also concerned about Drodna and all his cousin brothers and everyone else. But, in text 4, but how can I kill Bhishma and Drona? How can I do this? So here, it's like, so now, okay, I get it. I can't actually the spirit soul, but still I can kill the body. I can kill the body of Bhishma and others, and these bodies give them happiness. And so by killing them, we will deprive them of their happiness. And this is the sin. So Arjuna is saying, Arjuna is getting kind of a bit kind of clever here. Okay, I got the thing about can't kill the soul, but I can kill the bodies. And that is the sin. Right? If it were not so, then scriptures prescribing atonements for such killing would be useless. Right? So because there's all the scriptures, and I think I've quoted some of the different verses before, but the ahimsa, non-violence, right? And one shouldn't kill brahmanas and so on. There's all kinds of strictures about not killing, right? Not killing people. So Baladev Vijayabhusana says, so the answer to this objection is given in this verse. Just as giving up old worn clothing and putting on new clothing gives happiness, giving up an old human body and accepting a new Devata body certainly gives great happiness to the soul. So in other words, on the battlefield here, everyone is fighting before Krishna, but also just generally speaking, when a kshatriya is fighting in pursuit of their dharma, their occupational duty, then if they're killed, then they will go to the heavenly planets and take on a new Devata body, or a Deva, a god, demigod's body. So Srila Baladeva Vibhusana says, so just as, speaking for Krishna, just as giving up old worn clothing and putting on new clothing gives happiness, giving up an old human body and accepting a new Devata body certainly gives great happiness to the soul. The war will enable both the giving up and accepting to happen more quickly. Therefore, because the war assists this, do not abandon fighting. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur puts it, what fault is there in a person giving up old and worn cloth to put on new cloth? In a similar way, Bhishma will give up an old body and attain a new divine body. What fault is there for me or you in that? So in this instance, and of course this doesn't apply to every instance, but for Bhishma and Drona, to give up their body, they will, they'll go to the heavenly planets. And so Arjuna, there's nothing wrong with killing them. So you can't kill anyone or cause anyone to kill. You can kill the body, but by killing the body, they're actually going to be benefited. You're going to speed up the process of then being able to leave their bodies and take on bodies in the heavenly planets. Now, again, of course, this is not a license to just go around willy-nilly killing people. Right? Okay, well, Bhagavad Das said in Bhagavad Gita class last night that it's okay to kill people because you speed up their taking on of their next body, and they've been chanting Krishna's name, so at least they'll get a body in the heavenly planets or something, right? Anyway, or as Krishna says in chapter 6, take birth in a family of devotees, or take birth in a family of wealthy people, or whatever, right? So anyway, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what the acharyas are saying. It's not what Krishna is saying. He's saying that if in pursuit of your dharma, of your religious duty, you have to engage in killing, then you must do it. Otherwise, you don't do it. And the strictures about non-violence and so on then take place. But in situations where violence is necessary, then you can't use, ahimsa, non-violence, as an excuse to not do the necessary, to not do what has to be done. And, given the example before of policemen or security guards, like, there was last year, I think, beginning of the year, there was the incidents, I believe it was in Florida, where there's a school shooting, and there's a guard, and he's got a gun, armed guard at the high school, and instead of going in to confront the shooter who was shooting, I don't know how many people it was, over 30, I think, instead of going in to do the needful, he, cowered outside and hid. And so this is sinful. Going in and shooting the shooter, that's his dharma. That is what he should do. To not go in and just cower outside, that's sinful. So, excuse me a moment. I've got the fan on, I'm just going to have to turn it off. So winter has started with a bang, or maybe for a little while anyway. We'll see. Anyway, so in pursuit of one's occupational duty, one must do what one has to do. In fact, in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that person who pursues the occupational duty, there's no fault in it, even if it entails killing. So anyway, so here Krishna is essentially telling Arjuna that it's, in pursuit of his occupational duty or his dharma as a kshatriya, then it's fine for him to kill others' bodies. And not only that, excuse me, not only that, but actually you will benefit them. But without getting into the points of how Bhishma and Drona are going to be elevated, as they're going to be, promoted to heavenly planets. Just in general, for people in our situation, we can look and see that, we should look at the passing of, or the occurrence of death as just being just like giving up the old and useless clothing, or giving up the unfashionable clothing, or giving up the school shorts like I was talking about. As we get older, the body gets worn out. So like Krishna is saying here, giving up old and worn clothing. We were, Radhisham and I were speaking with my, or actually we couldn't really speak with him, but my brother was visiting my father of this body. He's 96 years old, and actually he's gone downhill physically in the last year, like something major, he's just gone down something terrible. Anyway, it's like, his body is old and worn out. He basically can't stay, can only be awake a few hours a day. He's just exhausted, and he can't straighten his leg. His muscles wasted away, and the leg is just kind of like stuck, like he's lying in the bed, and the leg is up because he can't straighten it. If he tries to straighten it, it's incredibly painful. And and then like we're doing this through FaceTime, so my brother is like filming what's going on, and anyway, then they're not a nurse, like one of the workers there brings in his lunch, and then it's like, she has to spoon feed him, because he basically can't do it himself, so it's like the body becomes old and worn out, like, you sort of have to experience it with your own parents, unless you happen to work with geriatric care, or you're a nurse or something like that, working in a nursing home. Otherwise, you just generally don't see it. You don't experience the reality of old age. Like we talk about, or Krishna talks about in Bhagavad Gita, Janma, Mritu, Jara, Vyadi. So, Janma, birth, Mritu, death, Jara, old age, and Vyadi, disease. These are some of the material miseries. And, so Jara, old age, is one of the miseries. And it's kind of like, as we get a bit older, we start to think, I begin to appreciate like what some of this Jara is about, like, I can't, don't have as much energy as I used to have, or I'm a bit more tired, or I'm not as strong as I used to be, or my eyesight's failing. Now I've got to wear reading glasses, But like, that's just the beginning of Jara, of old age. The real Jara, or old age, comes when you basically completely lose your physical abilities, and you just become like a baby, where you've got to wear, pull-ups. They call them pull-up, or that's what they call them in Australia, pull-up nappies, and you've got to be spoon-fed, and you become demented. You can't remember anything. It's like, talking to my father, it's like, my brother's reminding him of people my father used to know, like, oh, one of my cousins, you know, the son of one of my uncles, he's trying to remind my uncle being my father's brother, trying to remind my father of who this cousin is of mine by having to remind him who his brother was. And, you know, you remember your brother, right? You remember him? And he's like, oh, yeah, you know. So anyway, the mental faculties completely go, right? Completely lose the ability to remember events from the past. You know, at some point, people can even forget who they are. They forget their identity. They just become completely demented. You know, or there's people in the place that I was able to visit before COVID, and I could fly down there. You know, there's like people in the water just using a spoon and just banging their plate, bang, 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 bang. It just goes on until somebody comes in and takes the spoon off them. You know, they're just completely demented, lost it, you know. So this is jhana, this is old age. So these bodies become old and worn out, you know, and so like the soul gives up these old and worn out bodies and takes on a new one. And no one laments. No one laments for the old and useless clothes that we take off and give up. You know, like, I mean, if you consider how many sets of clothing have you gone through in your life? You know, like from when you're a little kid or a baby, right? You have a baby, and you know, people like to give babies new clothes, and they grow so fast, so they have to get new clothes all the time, you know. Or I remember my daughter Manjari, we used to, you know, well, Radhi Sham did. I didn't actually buy them, but anyway, I used to like it. We give her lots of little dresses because she was so cute. She's probably going to kill me if she hears I'm talking about this. But anyway, she was a very beautiful young girl and used to wear very nice dresses. In fact, one time we, in 1996 or 95, you know, we visited Prabhupada, and we used to live on Maui. Anyway, and Prabhupada let us, you know, invited us. We're all at his house on the deck. And anyway, Manjari was sitting on my lap. She was only like 4, maybe 5, something like that. And anyway, Prabhupada just sort of looked at her and said, goodness, you know, your daughter is just very beautiful. Something, I think he used the word beautiful. Anyway, it was just like when she was a very beautiful little girl. Anyway, so she has lots of beautiful little dresses, you know, so you have lots of dresses, you know, 20, 30, 40, like a whole wardrobe full of dresses. You know, I remember I had to go to Australia to deal with a situation once, and I had to go around to a person's house, and it was like, and went into the room, and it was like, God, there was so many clothes. It was like it was unbelievable how many dresses this person had. It was just unbelievable, you know. Or I guess like Imelda Marcos, you know, she had so many sets of shoes, like, you know, became world famous how many sets of shoes she had, you know. But anyway, the point I'm making, like, how many sets of clothing has even a simple person gone through? You know, like from being a baby where you got all these little sets of clothes, and then you turn into a toddler and you get all kinds of clothes, and the parents want to dress you up and make you look really cute and sweet, and you know, you just go through so many sets of clothes, and like more, and you're growing all the time, so you get more and more clothes, and then anyway, it's just ridiculous, right? So, and you just give them all up without a second thought, not a second thought. You know, like I was describing the school shorts or the bell-bottom pants with the buckle on the back, you know. You just give it all up like that without a second thought, and so our bodies are just like this. We go through so many bodies and we just give them up. They get old and worn out and they're given up. So where is the lamentation? Is this? It's part of the natural order, It's and Krishna says this in 4 or 5 more verses that the body is unmanifest in the beginning, manifest for a while, and then unmanifest at the end. This is the nature of the human body, or any body, all bodies. They're unmanifest in the beginning. They don't exist. Then they manifest for a time, and then they are unmanifest. This is just the way it is. So where is the lamentation? What is there to lament about? So we have, the body becomes old and worn out, we give it up, and we get a new one. So we're better off because we've got a new body that's full of vigor and energy. Instead of having this old useless body that's all worn out and decrepit. And so we go through so many sets of clothes in our lifetime. And so similarly we go through so many bodies in our sojourn in this material world. So many bodies we can't even conceive of how many that we've been through. How many, it's described as anadi, beginningless. And it's, the conditioned soul in this material world is described as nitya bandha, eternally conditioned, nitya, eternal, bandha, conditioned. So we're eternally conditioned. So how many bodies we go through? It's like countless. And I'm sure I've talked about this quite a few times, and as we've worked our way through these Bhagavad Gita verses, the scope of eternity versus the tiny time frame of our particular body. So how many bodies and how many lifetimes, so we're shedding bodies just as we shed clothes in this lifetime. We shed clothes, they get old and worn out, we just shed them, give them up. And so similarly you, the jiva, the atma, you shed bodies when they become old and worn out, and you give them up and you get a new body. And so we should look at this process as being just like this, just as we're unattached to the clothing. I mean, we have to wear clothes, they have a function to perform, and and we wear them, and then when they get old and worn out, we give them up without a second thought. So similarly, we have this body, and it's functional, and the purpose of life, the function of our life is to serve our spiritual master and Krishna. And so this body has utility and usefulness as we use it in connection with our service to our spiritual master and Krishna, and everything that goes with that, which includes maintaining the body and taking care of our family members and so on and so forth, and relating with others. All of this is all part of our service and can't be separated from our service. We shouldn't make a distinction between how we treat others and serving our spiritual master. It's not like, we can't have some naive viewpoint that, well, I'm nice to my spiritual master, but I'm horrible to everyone else. No, if we're horrible to everyone else, then we're not pleasing to our spiritual master and Krishna. So, kind of been re-emphasizing this point, just as Krishna is re-emphasizing this point. Like this is text 21. Krishna began at text 11, making clear to Arjuna that you're not the body. The wise don't lament for the living nor the dead. And then in different verses we've been studying, Krishna's been emphasizing that you're not the body and be equal in happiness and distress. Don't lament for the passing of the body. Perform your dharma or your religious duty, even if it involves unpleasantness or having to kill the bodies of others. And now in this verse, Krishna is sort of adding an additional element to it, that there is no need to have any distress. Giving up bodies is just the same as giving up clothing. So in the next couple of verses, which we'll discuss next week, Krishna describes further the qualities of the soul, and how the soul can't be harmed by any weapons or withered by the wind and so on. So thank you very much, and thank you for listening and studying Bhagavad Gita, and I hope that you are studying the purports of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and considering the words of Krishna as we study this, initial teachings of Krishna. So Haribol, Namaste. Thank you. You coming, Radhisha? Haribol? Haribol? Krishna.
Haribol. Just F and C. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana Mona, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana Mona, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Krishna. Haribol. Hare Krishna, everybody. See you next